Hi, I ordered one of these Yetis, the ultimate professional USB microphone, and you see the kind of stand that it's got there. That stand doesn't work for me because I've got too much ambient noise. When I put that stand here on my desk and I tap my desk or I play my keyboard, it comes through too much, and I needed to do a different configuration, and you might be interested in this kind of configuration for yourself. I needed, first of all, it didn't come with a pop filter, and I needed a pop filter. See this kind of a thing here, where you've got a gap between yourself and the microphone, and it stops all your kind of noise coming into the mic. And also, I needed a shock mount of some kind that was going to take care of the noise coming off my desk and coming from any other movement. So here is a kind of shock mount that you see. It's not very clear, but you can see this microphone over here, for example. It's carried by a shock mount. Its case is a shock mount. Well, the Yeti doesn't come with a shock mount at all. So I needed that kind of equipment, and it didn't come store-bought. So I went down to the local audio shop here in Australia. We've got an organisation called Sound Corp, which is pretty good here in Melbourne, and I came looking for one of these stands here that you can put on your desk. It's got a rubber base, but I could put my shock mount on the top of it like that. And so this is what I've ended up with. Here's my Yeti in a new kind of configuration, and I want to show you how it works, so that you could do the same sort of thing if you wanted to pursue this yourself. There's the Yeti microphone, and normally the Yeti will stand upright like this. It'll stand upright like that, and it's really good for dual audio, one each side, and it can be configured in all kinds of ways like that. Now, what I did was, as I said, I got a desktop mount, and I used only the parts that came with the equipment, except for one screw, and I'll show you that one screw. So I got a desktop mount. I bought a shock mount here, and this shock mount is a Blue shock. It's made by the Blue company, the same company that make the Yeti microphone, and it doesn't fit. This doesn't fit inside of here in a normal way because there's nothing on the Yeti that automatically interfaces with something like a shock mount. And so I discarded the Yeti frame completely, and I wanted to attach the Yeti into this shock mount, and I also needed to get a pop filter attached to here that would work in front of the Yeti microphone. So I've picked up a Blue, it's a brand name Blue pop filter. It's got a very extendable arm, very flexible arm. You can put it wherever you want to, and if you're running the mic like that, then obviously it's very easy to bring it around in front and so on. Positioning it like this gives you plenty of room in the back. You plug your USB line into the port at the back, and here's your headphones for when you want to listen. It's got its own audio output there, which is excellent. And so this is how it hangs together for me. As I said, attaching this to the shock mount was very, very easy. I needed one extra screw. Now the screw that comes with the Yeti itself is too short to run through the shock mount, or this shock mount. So I simply I went down to the nut and bolt shop and picked up another one, and the bolt that I run through here is pretty much twice the length of the one that comes with the Yeti, and it's only a single screw. There's nothing else holding it on, just that single screw is holding it there, and it's using the same hole that is in the Yeti anyway. I'm using, on this side here, I'm using a washer, and I'm using this grey mount here. It actually comes with the with the shock mount, and then I'm using the piece of plastic that is a plastic washer that comes with the Yeti. So it's all local parts that are used. It's no big deal at all. But what it does is, of course, it leaves you now with a very professional piece of equipment that is capable of delivering the Yeti quality of recording, and it's all under a couple of $100, which is pretty cool. My name is Rob Cricket, and I do an international ministry around the world, and I have an orphanage in Uganda. And on my website, I have got podcast recordings, and I've also got orphanage songs and clips from our orphanage like that. So it's really important for me to have good recording equipment. And I do all my recording in GarageBand, and when you do a track in GarageBand, you come through with some pretty nice sound from the Yeti, but you need it, of course, without the ambient noise. I put my settings when I do for studio effect. I put my noise gate on 40%. I put minus 40 decibels. I put it on. I put my compressor on to bass smooth. I put speech enhancer on male radio. My visual EQ I put on bass boost, and I put about 10% or 6% I've got here, but anywhere between 10 and 6% of master reverb, and it comes out with a very deep, very good quality sound, and of course now enhanced by the fact that there is no ambient noise coming up from the desk, and it works like a charm. God bless.